Our national officials of this match. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. Now let's welcome your starters for VNS-Nasty Griffins. Starting off with our team captain, Michael Doria. Wearing jersey number 5, Justin Yatko. At number 10, Jester Bornell. Wearing jersey number 16, Kenneth Kulabat. At number 24, Kenny Malinis. Wearing jersey number 22, Manuel Medina. Head coach is Mr. Ralph Ocampo. Now calling on the starters for Criss Cross King Crunchers. Their team captain at number 8, Isay Marasigan. Wearing jersey number 2, Jaron Requinton. At number 4, Kim Malabunga. Jersey number 5, Jude Garcia. At number 7, Rex Intal. Number 14, Ish Polvorosa. Starting libero is number 22, Manuel Sumangi. Head coach is Mr. Anusong Thai Bundit. This is match number 10 of the preliminary rounds between VNS-Nasty Griffins and Criss Cross King Crunchers. May the best team win.
As we take a look at our starters for both teams, Malinis, Bornel, Medina, Kulabat, Doria, Yatko, and Valmoria para sa VNS Griffins. Meanwhile, para naman sa Criss Cross King Crunchers, Marasigan, Malabunga, Requinton, Garcia, Intal, Polvorosa, and Sumang as their libero. Good news for all volleyball fans. The PVL, UAAP, and Spiker Surf can now be enjoyed on One Sports on high definition. Catch the games on One Sports HD Channel 17 only on Signal. One Sports HD is available to all active Signal prepaid and postpaid subscribers. All set for this matchup between VNS and Criss Cross. Kenneth Kulabat. You've talked about him a while ago and the performance he had in that last game.
Criss Cross will be serving, so we just had to fix the rotations of both teams. And the point will actually be awarded to the King Crunchers because of the technicality dun sa jersey ng VNS-Nasty Griffins.
So we start this match with a 1-point lead already for Criss Cross. But VNS on the board courtesy of Wewe Medina.
That is a great addition for VNS-Nasty. Wewe Medina is one of the veteran players here in the Philippines. He came from the program of the University of Santo Tomas. And he played for the Philippine Army, if I'm not mistaken, in the PNVF leagues. But now he is with VNS, and they will get on the board defensively.
And last conference too, I believe he played for Army. Now if you're VNS, you're up 2-1 early on after an unforced error to start. What is your goal here? You know that you're a young team and you're facing a strong team in Criss Cross.
You have to serve hard. That will be the main weapon of VNS-Nasty, because when you take a look at the attackers of Criss Cross, ang daming pwedeng kombinasyon ng pwede gawin ni Ish Polvorosa. And they also have to focus on their coverage because statistically, Criss Cross is a good blocking team. Again, they tallied 20 kill blocks against their last opponent. That is a new record here in the Spikers. Imagine mo, parang new team kayo, and on your first game, you get to establish a new record.
Right away, no, na-erase yung previous one set. Meanwhile, Requinton heads to the service line. Also another player transitioning from beach to indoor. And that's out. Another point for Criss Cross.
That was just too wide for Kenry Malinis. He is also one of the newest additions dito sa VNS. He played for NU in college.
Yatko tosses it to Kulabat. And that is through. Riquenton wasn't able to get a hold of that.
Good start for VNS-Nasty. Kulabat just tooling the blockers in that last rally, hitting the fingertips of the taller Kim Malabunga.
12 points for Kulabat in that last game. Good first ball by Sumang. Polvorosa goes to Malabunga. And that's a point.
Middle attack. Malabunga.
By the way, Ish Polvorosa is celebrating his birthday today.
Yep. I heard we have an interesting report later on from our courtside reporter regarding that. But happy birthday to Ish Polvorosa.
That violation will be called on Isay Marasigan as VNS will get another point. So this is a close opening set that we're seeing.
This is what VNS did also in their game against Savoj. Spin Doctors, dumikit sila dun sa set 1 na yun. They only lost by 2 points in set 1 of that match. Meanwhile, para naman sa Criss Cross, it was a dominating first set against Maverick. Hard hitters.
Serving for Criss Cross, team captain, Isay Marasigan.
6 serving, 4 here. Oh, that's straight to Sumanggid. Saved by Marasigan. Riquenton with the easy over. Yatko, back row attack from Medina. Naipalik. Jaron to Ish. Medyo malapit sa net. Oh, and here comes Jude Garcia with a fly-by attack.
He played for Navy a while back, pero he went down with an ankle injury. Then nag-focus na siya sa beach volleyball. But all the training in the sands, talagang makakatulong with your vertical jump. And 18 points against Maverick. That was very impressive
In
for the returning Jude Garcia.
Yeah, in only 3 sets. Kulabat, another point for him.
Kulabat has been busy in the front line for Coach Ralph Ocampo. Isa siya sa mga pinaka-aasahan talaga pagdating sa service reception. So even if he's in the back row, ang laki ng contributions niya for the Griffins.
5-7 is the score. Polvorosa sets up the play. Marasigan galing sa likod. Saved by VNS. Ish looks at the defense. Goes to Intal. Nakuha yan. A block. Kept alive. No. And it's a point for Criss Cross.
First block for the King Crunchers.
And they send us to our first technical timeout. They're up by 3.
Welcome back to Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024. This is the match between the Criss Cross King Crunchers going against VNS-Nasty. Now, Dip and Neil, like what you guys mentioned earlier, it's Ish Polvorosa's birthday, and actually, very interestingly enough, it is his 3rd game day birthday. His last 2 were losses. Kaya naman ang goal niya today is to break that streak, get a minimum of 20 excellent cents, and make his teammates shine. Yun lang ang gusto niya for his 27th birthday. Back to you, Dip and Neil.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. Well, will this be the game that he will finally win on his birthday? We'll find out. But they're looking good with a 2-point lead. And he sets up Riquenton for that point.
Gets a double high five from Coach Tai Bundit. Bagay na bagay yung sistema ni Coach Tai in the men's division. And I've heard that there are certain parameters na binabantayan nila every time they go up against their respective opponents. They actually target a specific number when it comes to defensive stops. Nagbibilang yan ng kill blocks. And pag hindi nila naabot yon, kahit na manalo sila sa game, feeling nila talo sila. So we'll check if they can actually reach the numbers that I was mentioning.
Yung 20, I'm sure lagpas yun sa target nila.
Dami nga yun.
Or dahil yun yung naset nila, baka yun na yung minimum na kailangan. But it's gonna be hard to, of course, maintain. Meanwhile, VNS maintaining a close gap against Criss Cross. They're only down by 2 points. Polvorosa back to Riquinton, and down it goes.
It's also nice to see Riquinton back on the Daraflex court kasi parang 1 year ko lang ata siya nakita in college before he transitioned to beach volleyball.
Where he won multiple championships, by the way.
This is a tall front line for the King Crunchers. That was a nice setup from a very young setter in VNS, Yatko.
Only 17 years of age. Still in a senior high, I believe. And Bornell will get that point for VNS. Medina serving. Ish goes to Isai this time. Too wide on that angle.
Wanted to go sharp on the cross. But the ball hit the tape of the antenna kaya nag-iba din yung trajectory.
And don't look now, it's just a 1-point lead for Criss Cross. Medina back at the service line. Polvorosa inangat kay Isay, pinabawi.
There was a check ball called on the libero. So he went to the same angle, but this time he was successful.
Jaron Riquinton serving for the King Crunchers. Free ball given up. Ish goes to the running Malabunga and he scores.
The King Crunchers will also try to distribute their balls to the other players on the floor.
Back-to-back points for Criss Cross. The setup picked up by Criss Cross. Garcia again goes up, and there's a violation on the side of the Griffins.
Henry Malinis will be called for that net violation. Ganda sana nung dig nung backcourt defense ng VNS-Nasty, but that infraction will cost them that point.
13-9 is the score here in set 1. Yatko. Back set. Naabangan ni Garcia. Good dig by Sumanggid. Back row from Riquinton. The extension. Sumang again saves it. Oh, look at the digging for both teams. That was Medina on the save. But Kulabat runs out of steam.
Kulabat ran out of space there. He also mistimed that soft touch. Now VNS will be called. Will call for a timeout rather.
Para dumidepensa tayo na dumidepensa. Ang problema sa mga openers, hindi kayo ma-atras doon para makapag 4 steps kayo. Nandun lang kayo, ang hirap nung ginagawa nyo, tapos kakamay-kamayin nyo eh. Diba? Kung paluan, dapat tumaban tayo ng paluan. Lagi nyo tatandaan kapag break ball, kailangan naka-atras kayo na maayos at nakikita nyo kung saan yung depensa at saan yung set. Okay, wala ba tayo opensa? Nakakasabay tayo sa kanila, nakukuha lang nila yung punto sa lagay every time.
Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Signal yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Visit www.signal.tv/switch for more details. A timeout called by Coach Ralph Ocampo. trying to end this mini run of Criss Cross. And they do so after that timeout.
Coach Ralph already recognized that they can actually keep in step pagdating sa offense ng Criss Cross. It's just that pag humahaba yung mga rallies, mas mataas yung advantage ng King Crunchers because they have more options on the combination play. And right now, VNS has to tighten up that defense in the backcourt and also dun sa harapan.
3-point given up after that service error. And it's back up to a 5-point lead. Malabunga serving. That's a good one. Yatko had to chase. Off the block, and Malinis will score.
Two blockers were already there to guard Kenny Malinis on the right pin. But the ball will sail outside. Now, double sub will be made by Coach Ralph Ocampo. Adviento and Adrian Imperial will check in for the first time.
Or rather 11 serving 15. Ish on the combination to Marasigan. That is set back by Intal.
Too low on that set. That will be another defensive stop for the King Crunchers.
Yeah, the second technical timeout. They're up by 5.
Short hair or long hair?
Short hair para clean look.
Practice or rest?
Oh my God. Well, now it's a new team. I think it's practice. And I love Coach Tai.
City tour or beach vacation?
Beach vacation, no brainer.
OPM or K-pop?
OPM.
Pancake or puto?
Ooh, puto, because that's what we do inside the court. Puto ng bola.
Back here in set 1. 4-point lead for the King Crunchers, but that's a point for Kulabat on that service ace.
Nice float serve there, targeting Requenton in the backcourt. And that will be one of their keys to victory. Kailangan talaga loaded yung serves.
Yun yung nabanggit mo kanina, Neil, when I asked you at the start of this set. So far, VNS keeping in step here. Almost a point, but saved by Criss Cross. Oh, and that's inside for Medina.
Medyo nagkagulo on both sides of the court. They couldn't get a good first pass. But an out-of-system play of VNS will get them a point.
That one wide on the service.
17-14.
Coach Ralph Ocampo, VNS. It's a 3-point lead right now for the King Crunchers as Garcia will serve. Medina had to adjust. They go back row, the dig by Sumanggid. Marasigan. That drops for Isay.
Look at the transition play of Criss Cross. That was an excellent dig from Sumanggid. Ish Polvorosa with that kneeling reverse set to Isay Marasigan.
Serves
4-point advantage for Criss Cross. They set up the play here. Back row from Garcia.
From the back, Garcia.
Garcia flying high from the back row.
19-14.
And yung tempo or yung height nung back row attack ng Criss Cross, mas mabilis din. It's not the regular pipe attack. They're trying to incorporate a fast back row hit.
Imperial sets up the play. Saved by Sumanggid. Eastside this time. And that's another point from the back row for Criss Cross.
Marcia. Timeout.
And lead is now up to 6 points as we take a look at that last play. Marasigan dropping that one in the timeout for VNS.
Okay. Tapos doon yung igalaw, doon yung scoop. Okay? Hindi na tayo maka-atake. First attack tayo, ikot lang tayo isa. Tapos kaya humabol yan. Kanina, 5 yan eh. Go tayo, tara. Patay!
Hey, Venus! Win!
Sige sa akin.
Get 7-day premium access to NBA, PBA, UAAP, PVL, and other leagues and exclusive shows when you download Pilipinas Live app. Register now for free. The lead has increased to 6 points now for Criss Cross. A while ago, Neil, dumidikit pa yung VNS. Nababaan nila sa isa, yung lamang.
That's why Coach Ralph pointed out that they have to get that one stop in this rally para makaikot sila.
Naipalik. VNS still has it. Kulabat. Popped up by Marasigan. Here comes Riquinton on the approach. And down it goes for Jared. Getting a lot of high fives from Coach Tai.
Hindi nagtitipid si Coach Tai pagdating sa high fives. They continue to crack the defense of the Griffins wide open here in the opening set.
Still serving. Garcia.
Oh, Garcia has been surfing for quite a while now. Naipalik. Nilipat sa kabila kay Medina. What a save by Sumanggid. Riquinton again. Oh, this time sent back. Doria and Adviento working for that one.
Solid double block from VNS-Nasty as more substitutions come in for Coach Ralph Ocampo. Alfred Pagulang will be serving.
He has to serve well as his team is down by 6 points.
Page Magulo serving.
15-21 is the score.
Nasty Griffins.
Ish goes middle to Intal.
Loving that a quick play. Tagal din nilang hindi nagkasama ulit on the floor. They were teammates in Ateneo. They collected a couple of championships nung batch nila.
But there's obviously chemistry between those two. Outside.
VNS has to limit their unforced errors because right now, nakikita naman natin na may advantage agad yung Criss Cross pagdating sa counter-attack.
Imperial sets up Medina for that point.
Yatko and Malines will check in for Coach Ralph as they try to chase the King Crunchers here in the first set. They're down by 7.
Yeah.
Serving for VNS.
Yatko serving. Oh, costly error. And that puts Criss Cross at set point.
Set point advantage. Ish Polvorosa serving for Criss Cross.
Polvorosa will be tasked to serve for the set. Medina. Picked up by Criss Cross. Requinton. Naiangat ni Kulabat. Chance here for the King Crunchers. Pero may onting miscue. Pagkakataon for VNS. And that's sent back by the Griffins.
For VNS.
Somebody's down on the side of VNS.
It looks like he's okay. That's Jester Bornell on the collision.
He was holding on to his ankle, but he just shakes it off. They get that kill block, and defensively, ang ganda ng pinapakita ng VNS-Nasty pagdating sa blocking na. They had a couple of points from their net defense, and even in the aces. Kanina nakita natin si Kenneth Kulabat getting an ace against Requinton. This time, it's Wewe Medina scoring from that line against the libero of the King Crunchers.
Sumangkin apologizing for that one. Medina continues to serve. Polvorosa and Malabunga ends set number 1 with that emphatic kill.
That ends the set at 25-18.
Check out that play.
Everybody has had their touches in set number 1. Talagang pinapaikot ni Ish Polvorosa yung offense ng Criss Cross.
25-18, we'll be back with set number 2 right after this. Back inside the United Sports Arena in Pasig for the continuation of the Spikers Turf Open Conference. We just finished set 1 as we take a look at the highlights of what happened there for the King Crunchers. Dikit nung una, Neil, no? VNS was putting pressure on the side of Criss Cross, but eventually the King Crunchers got the job done in set 1.
Both teams had balanced scorers in set number 1. For the King Crunchers, Garcia and Malabunga had 4. Requinton and Marasigan had 3. And for VNS, Kulabat and Medina had 4. Bornell also had 3. So in terms of attacks, I would say na ang ganda din ng pinakita ng VNS, keeping in step with the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Net defense, they tallied the same number. They had 3 blocks apiece. But when it comes to serving, VNS did better. Yun nga lang, ang dami nilang ibinigay na unforced errors papunta sa King Crunchers. There was a 9-point production in that category. And that was mainly the reason why Criss Cross was able to pull away in that tail end of set number 1.
Yun yung sinabi ni Coach Ralph in one of their huddles a while ago to lessen the errors because they can keep up with this Criss Cross team as we see some of the former Blue Eagles of the Ateneo Women's Volleyball team. You also have, I think that's Jess Maramos also right beside Majoy Paron behind the Ateneans who are now playing professionally, by the way. Time flies. And Neil, you also used to play with some of these guys on the side of Criss Cross. Time flies talaga. But time flies. Set 2 na tayo agad here as we are being watched over on One Sports Plus and Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco with Neil Flores and Ayana Perlas, your broadcast team for this one. So would you say, Neil, okay naman yung set 1 for VNS? It's just the errors that they have to...
Yes. There are some inconsistencies, lalo na maraming players sa VNS na ilang weeks pa lang din nagtitraining. I was able to talk to Coach Ralph, and that has been one of the struggles of his team, na ang bilis ng pasok at labas ng mga players. And right now, they are looking to really compete against the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Importante yung reception sa kanila because they have a very young setter. So, kailangan tulungan mo siya by getting excellent passes. And for Criss Cross, they're off to a better start here in set number 2. That's a 2-0 run for the King Crunchers.
Birthday boy serving. That's picked up by Sumang. Marasigan is blocked. And it's a point for VNS.
Malinis getting a defensive stop against Isay Marasigan. Not the first time that they faced each other. So maganda rin yung matchup na yan pagdating sa front line.
Marasigan will try another one. And across court.
What a hit. That slight delay from the middle of VNS provided Isay Marasigan so much time to hit that sharp cross.
Medyo mababa yun for Kulabat, and that sailed out.
There will be a challenge on the side of VNS-Nasty. They're asking for a block touch.
A challenge here, first one of the match. It's a 3-1 lead for Criss Cross here in set number 2. This is a really young team of VNS Griffins. Meron lang ibang veterano, like we can say Wewe Medina for this team, who's helping out the younger guys. Yatko getting the experience here, right? As a player still in high school, getting this exposure. Ayan, tumama dun sa siko ni... Did it hit?
Yes, it hit the forearm of Kim Malabunga, but okay, based on the replay, there was no net touch.
Point serve remains with Criss Cross.
Well, that's a point for Criss Cross.
Okay, officially the point will go to the King Crunchers.
Naipalik. Another block. This time coming from Malabunga.
The play was predictable. And Kim Malabunga read that so well.
Service, Riquiton.
5-1 now is the score. Oh, look at Garcia. Binalik lang eh. Hindi pwede yan.
May hang time eh. Galing siya sa beach volley, and even nung time na nasa indoor talaga siya, pinapakita niya na yung hang time. Look at that block reach. You cannot give him a soft touch like that.
6-1 now is the score. The adjustment from Kulabat. Ish. The drop by Isay. Buhay pa. That is inside for Kulabat.
Kulabat finding the line there, but this time it will be Criss Cross. That will be challenging that call from our referees.
Let's see this challenge by the King Crunchers, asking for a ball in or out. And definitely inside for Kulapat.
Criss Cross will lose one challenge opportunity.
Ball is in. Challenge is unsuccessful. Point and serve for VNS-Nasty Griffins.
2-6 here in set number 2. Polvorosa back set. So another powerful hit coming from Kim Malabunga.
This is a deadly front line for Criss Cross. You have Jude Garcia all the way in the left pin. And itong si Ish, kayang-kaya niyang hatakin papunta sa right side yung middle and opposite hitter niya. Isay Marasigan was once a middle blocker, so it's also easy for him to hit these quick attacks. Now they will get another kill block.
And to your point, no? Because he was a former middle blocker, gets those defensive stops as well. Our first technical timeout. Criss Cross up by 6.
Nasty Griffins.
Arena Plus Astixa Sports as we send this report coming from Ayana Perlas. Ayana?
Dip and kneel, like what you guys mentioned. VNS-Nasty fought hard in that first set, even if they are at the peak of their adjustment period. And of course, head coach Rafa Campos shared with me that 17-year-old Justin Yatko is one player who is struggling the most. Ang sabi sa akin ni Justin, 3 weeks is not enough to perfect the sets per player. Kailangan pa raw niya ng another 3 weeks. But every after training, he and his spikers practice the sets para mabilis ang proseso ng adjustments nila. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ayana. He has to work double time, double the effort as he's facing a lot of setters who are more experienced dito sa ating liga.
Ooh, another kill block from Criss Cross. It was a high rebound coming from the net defense of the King Crunchers, but the sweeper was not in his zone.
I think that was that Jude Garcia again getting a block? Yeah. It's a 7-point lead now para sa King Crunchers. Malinis attack was picked up. There's a buzzer. I think VNS pressed the buzzer while the play was ongoing.
There was a net touch and umamin na din si Jude Garcia, but either way, that drop ball was successful on the side of the Griffins.
Substitution, VNS, 5 out, 11,
Pagulong and Imperial are back on the floor. We saw this substitution a while ago from Coach Ralph Ocampo.
Adrian Imperial, serving.
Polvorosa with a tough set coming to Jude Garcia, who gets that point.
Such an easy point of attack for Jude Garcia. I think almost 5 years siya nag-focus sa beach volleyball, so I'm sure the transition wasn't as easy because the movements are very different. Lalo na vertical jump ang minamaximize sa beach, broad jump pagdating sa indoor. Now Pagulong will score off the block.
Immediately after college, no, his playing years with FEU. But look at Pagulong, loving that point. Much needed point para sa VNS. Miscue on the side of the Griffins. Ish goes back row to Riquinton. And that's a point.
Back row attack. Riquinton.
The libero couldn't control the power of the hit of Riquinton, and there was also a miscue on the side of the setter. Adrian Imperial wanted to go for a combination play from the middle, pero walang tao. So, kailangan talaga clear yung instructions ng mga setters.
Free ball will be given up by VNS. Polvorosa goes to Intal.
With a quick attack. Timeout.
That familiar connection. Ish going to the middle, and Intal takes care of it. Timeout called by VNS.
Ngayon, yung walang pumapalo, ano ba yun? Simplehan nyo lang. Kung hindi nyo kaya execute, simplehan nyo lang. Ang pamahalaga, maka-atake tayo. Walang uma-atake, lahat ng play natin, chance ball binibigay nyo eh. Lalayo na lalayo yan kung ganyan. Ayos tayo na laro natin, oh.
Hey, VNS! Win!
One-on-one, heart-to-heart conversations with Mark Pingris and Gilas legends, tackling their life stories on and off court. Puso to Puso, exclusive on Pilipinas Live app. Download and register now for free.
I have to agree with what Coach Ralph Ocampo said. They've been giving a lot of free balls to the side of the Criss Cross King Crunchers. That's why Jude Garcia has already tallied 7 points, 4 from attacks and 3 from the kill blocks. Naninibago talaga ako every time I see an outside hitter collect so many kill blocks. Kasi again, middle and opposite yung karamihan nakakakuha niyan. And Ish Polvorosa has also tallied 11 excellent sets. But this is a good substitution for VNS-Nasty. Alfred Pagulong again scoring off the block. That's his second point of the game.
After 1 week of play nga, no, yung tatlong King Crunchers, they're the top 3 in terms of blocking here in the tournament. Good save by Medina. Regalo para kay Jaron Riquinton.
That is another free ball coming from the side of the Griffins. After a solid performance in set number 1, this is now a dominant performance from the King Crunchers, establishing an 8-point lead.
Serving for Criss Cross.
Intal serving. Back set. That's a point. Another one coming from Pagulong.
Point number 3.
Substitution. VNS.
That's it for the double sub of Coach Ralph.
11 out, 24. Malines back in. Justin Yaco.
Still a 7-point lead for the King Crunchers. That's a service ace coming from the youngster, Justin Yatko.
That will give him more confidence on the service line.
Oh, naibalik lang.
Usually when your opponent commits an error on the receive, yun din yung ito-target mo on the next rally. And he tried that but masyadong mababa yung clearance. 7-point lead for Criss Cross. That was the 5th service error of VNS. And as for the King Crunchers, isa pa lang yung service error nila.
Close to perfect. Medina gets that first ball, went for the attack, but it was wide.
More unforced errors for the yellow shirts.
Serve Polvorosa.
15 serving 7. Good short serve by Ish. Medyo binitin yun ni Bornell. Picked up by Sumanggid. Here comes Jaron going down the line. But it's outside.
8-15.
Medina serving right now for VNS. They're down by 7. Polvorosa goes middle to Malabunga. That's been efficient for Criss Cross, the middle attacks. And we get to the second technical timeout. The King Crunchers up by 8.
On Sunday, March 24, Spikers Turf will be at the Paco Arena. At 4 p.m., Sauvage Aesthetics will be playing against the Navigators, Iloilo. And at 6 p.m., Criss Cross King Crunchers versus Richmar Sports 3B Elite Spikers. That's on Sunday, March 24 at the Paco Arena. Only here, the Spikers Turf Open Conference, where power meets passion.
Back inside the Inates Sports Arena in Pasig. It's an 8-point lead for Criss Cross as Requinton serves. Medyo bitin yun, but Malin is able to score off the block.
They need all the points that they can get in this rotation. They have 3 attackers in the front line. But again, you have to really help your setter. Kasi pag wala na siyang iisipin na chase after that first pass, ang daling maka-identify ng point of attack. But these unforced errors on the side of VNS have just cost them so many points here in the second set. They had 9 in set number 1, and here in this set they've had 6 so far, unofficially.
And to your point here, they can't afford to be read easily with their attacks kasi nabanggit natin kung gaano ka lakas sa blocking. Ito ang Criss Cross.
You will get a couple of points from the errors of Criss Cross.
Now at the 10-point mark, Kenry Malinis continues to serve. Oh, that's too long.
We've had several rotations already on the side of VNS that has resulted to an error. Now it's Coach Ty's turn to call for a double sub. Krung Arbasto, also coming from beach volleyball, will check in. Kasama si Vince Mangulabnan. Criss Cross actually has 3 setters in their lineup right now. They also have Jewel Asia there.
Vince Mangulabnan. Did not see action last game, actually. That's outside for Requinton.
Criss Cross is giving VNS a chance to come back here in set number 2. So VNS has to take it. Kenneth Colabat will try to score off that line.
Vince Mangulabnan's younger brother, by the way, who's now the setter for the Blue Eagles, played for VNS. Colabat from the back.
Yan yung mga transition plays na gustong makita ni Coach Ralph Ocampo. They have to keep on attacking the defense of Criss Cross. They cannot afford to give more free balls kasi Criss Cross has been attacking from all sides of the court. So you also have to do the same. Kumbaga, you have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, even if it's a big lead, I'm sure Coach Ralph is happy to see that they're finally executing. That one through the blockers. And back-to-back points for Kenneth Colabat.
He's been steady. He's been the most consistent player so far for VNS-Nasty. Not just here in the Spikers Turf, but also yung first conference niya in the PNVF leagues.
The lead was at 9 points a while ago for Criss Cross. It's down to just 5. And Colabat has 7. Almost saved. That is out. And a point for Arbasto.
Welcome back to indoor play.
Nagsama sila ni Jaron Requinton for the UST Beach volleyball team. Arbasto also scored a couple of points off the bench in their debut. Naibalik sa VNS, Medina. It's back with the Griffins. Chance here for Criss Cross and Intal. Easy point.
Power tip is good for Rex Intal. Went for that approach to give Vince Mangolabnan another option of the attack. Sometimes pag sobrang bilis na ng bola, hindi nakakapasok yung middles. But you can see the lateral movement of the middles of Criss Cross. Na ang bilis from defense to offense.
Easy over. Mangolabnan. Goes to Requinton, who scores off the block. And Coach Ralph will be forced to call for another timeout.
Ito lang yun, yung zones, wag nilang kakalimutan yung zones. Kasi nangyayari, sample yun, yung sa block. Tapos nun, pag ang pinrak sa penetrate, kailangan naka-penetrate. Para kasahod tayo, aalsa na aalsa yan eh. Dahil na ibabaw sila eh. Diba ibabaw sila pumalo? Ang palo niya pababa eh. So pag naka-penetrate kayo, kahit hindi ganun kataas yung block, pag tumama yan, magbablock yan. Pag sinahod yung ganun yan, tatalsik yan na malayo. Okay, tas yung zona lang sa depensa. Kailangan nyo lang magamay ito para makadikit tayo.
Natin na malayo pa.
Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Signal yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Just visit www.signal.tv/switch for more details. It's an 8-point advantage for the King Crunchers here in set number 2. Garcia. It sails out.
Different substitution on the side of Coach Ralph Ocampo. Castañeda is the third setter to be fielded in here in this ball game. Kanina we saw Yatko, then we saw Adrian Imperial. Now it's the tallest among the three, Castañeda, that will be the playmaker for VNS.
Right, get some different looks for his teammates, and he's serving right now. Mangolabnan to the running Intal.
That's one of the favorite plays of Rex Intal. Mga small nuances pagdating sa approach.
Yeah.
Doon nakaka-fake si Rex eh.
Iba yung atake ni Rex Intal eh. And that one into the stands, a point for Medina.
Great hit from Wewe from the left pin. Set was far from the net, but he was still able to go for that cross-court hit against the solid double block of Criss Cross, just finding the right angle.
Mangolabnan had to chase. That's wide for Arbasto.
That was such a beach volleyball move. Yung finding the corners with that spin. Yan yung sometimes bumabalik na mga habits na kailangan i-adjust talaga papunta sa indoor.
Oh! And that one is a point for Criss Cross.
The setters of Criss Cross, they've been exploiting the middle of VNS. It has been a single block for most of the time.
Polvorosa and Marasigan back on the floor for Coach Ty Bundit. 2 points away from taking a 2-set advantage. Sabi ni Ayana, gusto ni Ish minimum of 20 excellent sets on his birthday. He's got 12 so far. Naibalik. Valmoria will give a free ball. Ish to Requinton. Bit of a long rally ongoing. Kulabat from the back. It's outside.
He's been performing so well for VNS. But that time, he hits it long.
And
siguro there's that intimidation factor na din na alam mo nang meron ng double block sa harapan mo. So you try your best to avoid the block by going to different angles.
King Crunchers now at set point. Malinis. Second try for VNS. Nilipat kay Medina. Pagkakataon for the King Crunchers. Garcia on a broken play. Medina again. Saves a point.
Forceful attack from Wewe Medina. He's a perfect support to their best scorer in Kenneth Kulapat. And right now, since maraming out-of-system plays ang VNS, most probably, a majority of the sets will really go to the left and right pins. Kung hindi man do sa left and right, do that back row attack. We haven't seen a lot of activation from the middle sa side ng VNS.
That's outside for Riquinton. But Criss Cross wants a double take on this previous play.
Net touch.
They're asking for a net violation on the attack. Or rather, when the blockers of VNS went up for that ball, natamaan daw yung net as we will wait for the result of this challenge. Jaron Riquinton went for the attack. Outside ang tinawag. But let's see if somebody touched the net. Oh, there you go.
There was a net touch. And that point will officially go to the King Crunchers.
And that is how set 2 ends with a successful challenge for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. For now up 2 sets to none. We'll be back with set 3 after this break.
You're still watching the 2024 Spikers Turf Open Conference here on Pilipinas Live, and we're still here in the Inares Sports Arena for our second game of our doubleheader. It's the VNS-Nasty Griffins going up against the Criss Cross King Crunchers, as Criss Cross is now up 2 sets to none. It was a similar performance in set number 1 from 25-18. It was 25-17 as we saw a lot of different combination plays from the side of the Criss Cross King Crunchers. They also forced VNS to commit a lot of unforced errors, especially on that service line. Coach Ralph has been trying to look for the perfect mix of the players in set number 2, but some of the substitutions worked, but some didn't. And we take a look at the numbers. 13 attacks for the Criss Cross King Crunchers compared to the 9 of VNS. That wasn't surprising because in terms of the stability of the passing, mas maganda yung pasa ng defenders and receivers ng Criss Cross papunta kay Ish Polvorosa, and you saw a lot of shank passes from the side of VNS. Again, the younger Yatko was chasing the ball from all sides of the court. Kanina, nakakuha ng 3 kill blocks itong VNS against Criss Cross. But now, bumalik na yung advantage ng King Crunchers. 4 blocks compared to the single one of VNS. VNS tallied 8 unforced errors, so that will be a total of 17 errors in 2 sets. And here in this third set, wala naman na silang choice. It's either you go home or you challenge Criss Cross to a 4th set.
We are about to begin set number 3 here inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig for the 2024 Spikers Turf Open Conference. We are into the second week of our tournament. And all 9 teams have already played A while ago, the Navigators on their first match this season, getting the job done against Air Force in 4 sets. And we see the entry of Pemi Bagalay for Criss Cross, getting the first point. Bagalay also played for VNS previously. We also see the entry of Juvie Mangaring, the libero for Criss Cross. There's going to be a net violation on the side of Criss Cross, so also VNS getting their first point. Now let's take a look at the leading scores for both teams. Para sa VNS, Kulabat already with 7. Medina on your screens now has 6 points, followed by Malinis with 4, Bornel and Pagulong with 3 each. At para naman sa Criss Cross as Marasigan gets that point. Jude Garcia with 7 points. Malabunga is leading the way with 8 points. So the Beach Boys, Garcia and Riquenton, have 7 each. Marasigan has 6 after that one, and Intal has 5. That one drops para kay Kulabat. 2-all to start set number 3. In between the blockers of Criss Cross. Polvorosa. And that's a point for Isay.
Looks like he's on his way to that goal of at least 20 excellent sets in 3 sets. It's all about closing for Criss Cross, and as for VNS, Coach Ralph decided to finally put some of the veterans inside the court.
Yeah.
Kailangan talaga niya ng experience, lalo na pagdating sa Spiker's turf. Pagulong will get blocked by Rex Intal.
Garcia getting a bit of Rex's head there. Well, an incidental contact, but he's fine. Malabunga on the setup to Garcia. And they celebrate that point.
Jump set jump reverse set coming from the middle blocker of Criss Cross. They enjoyed that play.
Hindi naman pinahiya ni Jude Garcia, diba? Binigyan ng isang setup. Ito si Malabunga. Oh, and the block by Garcia.
Monster block from Jude Garcia. That would be his 5th kill block, matching his output in their last game.
Merong photo ni Jude Garcia that surfaced na sa social media. Yung extension ng kamay, tapos naka-bend din yung feet niya. It's crazy. Crazy athleticism para kay Jude Garcia. And Isay Marasigan continues to put points on the board.
Jude Garcia is already in the double-digit mark. 10 points.
Yatko inangat kay Kulapat.
Another kill block from Criss Cross.
And they cruise to the first technical timeout. They're up by 6.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024. This is the Criss Cross King Crunchers going against VNS-Nasty. Now, you might think it's ideal for a team to be full of veterans, but then funnily enough for the Criss Cross King Crunchers, this is actually their main challenge. Now, according to assistant coach Carl Baisa, Criss Cross is still working on their communication and open-mindedness as a team since it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks. Kaya naman head coach Tai Bundit always holds open forums every day for the team to be more comfortable in voicing out their needs and in collaborating. But of course, after all the seriousness, Coach Tai also reminds them to treat every game as a fruit of their labor or hard trainings. So he wants them to enjoy lang in every game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. Alam ko, iba magpa-train si Coach Tai Bundit, and this men's volleyball team of Criss Cross right now, they're enjoying kung gaano man ka-challenging yung binibigay ni Coach Tai sa kanila. And it's showing they're reaping the benefits of that preparation in the off-season.
Coach Tai is also giving the second stringer some playing time here. Gian Glorioso is welcome to the Spikers Turf by Criss Cross, and Juvie Mangaring, also one of the veteran liberos, back in action.
Serving for Nasty Griffins.
Inside to Bornell.
Finally, Bornell gets a point from the middle. Kanina pa natin iniintay na talagang mabigyan ng opportunity yung middles ng VNS because they also have tall middle blockers.
Yeah.
They can also attack. They can get good rebounds against the hits of Criss Cross.
Binigyan si Glorioso ni Polvorosa.
There will be another net infraction. This time it will be called on Adrian Imperial.
(10-5) is the score here in set 3. That is short for Garcia.
He jumps so high, so yung toss kailangan mataas din. 4-point lead for the King Crunchers.
Ish goes to Glorioso. Back with Criss Cross. Nilipat kay Marasigan on the off-speed. Kept alive by VNS. Polvorosa goes back to Glorioso on the hammer.
Ish Polvorosa just very persistent on giving Glorioso these sets.
Look at this running spike from Gian Glorioso. Former Ateneo Blue Eagle. Playing his first conference here in the Spikers Turf as he heads to the service line.
Chuma Sorinjega is in for Criss Cross. Ooh, what a hit from Wewe Medina. Probably the cleanest and most powerful hit from Wewe in this entire game.
They're only down by 4. Injiga also on the floor, and he scores his first point as a King Cruncher.
First point of that first attempt.
Crossing over to a new team and getting instant impact off the bench. Imperial inangat. Way out for Medina.
Criss Cross is slowly pulling away. Now Pemi Bagalay is on the other side of the court. Dati, he was one of the mainstays dun sa roster ng VNS.
Always had the heart whenever he played for the Griffins. I remember in PNVF, led them to a bronze finish. This time it's a point from Medina.
Coach Tai again giving blocking instructions to the King Crunchers. And Wewe Medina has continuously scored for VNS-Nasty.
Too long for Medina, and a free point for Criss Cross. Femi Bagalay will serve for the King Crunchers. 14-8. That's through for Kulabat.
Good hit there from Kenneth Kulabat. And yun yung fighting spirit na laging pinapoint out ni Coach Ralph. Yes, sometimes hindi tayo nakaka-receive ng maayos, Ben. But when the ball is set up to you, you always have to hit it with intention and with power.
Yeah. Short on that service. That was Adviento with the air. Chu Injiga will now serve for Criss Cross. Imperial to Kulabat. Polvorosa to Bagalay. Steady defense coming from Valmoria. That's saved by Injiga. Back with VNS. Back with the white shirts. Glorioso. Yes! Another point for Gia and Glorioso. As we head to our second technical timeout, Criss Cross up by 7.
Pwede local, kasi ever since talagang idol na idol ko talaga siya, is si EJ Laure. Kasi iba yung fighting spirit niya. And even though nagkakaroon siya ng injury, is parang gusto pa din niya ilaban yung para sa team. So parang dun ako nagkaroon ng eagerness that nagayahin siya na kahit nahihirapan ka or nagkakaroon ka ng mga injury mo sa buong katawan, basta gusto mong lumaban sa team. Ate EJ, good luck sa upcoming leagues mo and sa mga games mo, and ingat ka lagi. See you soon, ate!
VNS down by 6 points. Marasigan saved by VNS.
Great dig from Pagulong, but the quick attack of Criss Cross has been continuously been activated by Ish Polvorosa.
Yeah.
They were challenging for a net touch, pero bumagsak ng bola on the side of VNS before they touch that net. So that will still be a point for Criss Cross.
Barbasto will check in alongside Vince Mangulabnan.
Serving.
17 serving 10 here in the third set. Back row denied by Glorioso. And he now has 4 points off the bench to the delight of his teammates.
Pansin ko pag nakaka-kill block si Gian Glorioso or any of the middle blockers of Criss Cross, dun nagiging animated si Coach Tai. Parang nagbibilang siya kung ilan na ba yung kill blocks ng King Crunchers.
And then some of the Criss Cross players shared to us that even in practice, no, they count the stats. It's very important to them. Another one for Glorioso, this time picked up. And another block coming from Garcia.
Nagbibilang ano. They're telling the stats team of the King Crunchers nasa kanila na punta yun. So let's check in this replay.
Kanino nga ba?
Kanino nga ba makakredit yung kill block na yon? I believe it was Jude Garcia. That would be his 6th kill block of the game.
And timeout by VNS.
Cross. Pwede kayo mag-tool the block. Pwede kayo mag-tool ng block. Pwede kayo sabi ko sila pag-offense kayo, hindi lang dapat lulusot. Kailangan yung projectile ng bola nyo dun sa walang tao. Medyo mahirap siya, pero I mean, kailangan nyo dun start eh.
Easier said than done, sabi nga ni Coach Ralph. Pero you don't have a choice. The double block is already there.
Yeah.
Most of the time, ang organized nung blocking ng Criss Cross. So, check out talaga yung best option mo. Because if you give a soft touch, the defenders will be behind the blockers. So talagang hahanap ka na lang ng maliit na butas dun sa backcourt defense.
And the lead has ballooned to 9 points. Siniplihan lang ni Kulabat.
Solid numbers from Kenneth Kulabat, but hindi niya kaya na mag-isa eh. And even with the support of Wewe Medina, they're still lacking pagdating dun sa other players' production.
It's received. This will be a broken play. Arbasto almost scoring a point. Mangulabnan sets up Garcia, who is blocked.
Wewe Medina again ready for that Jude Garcia attack. Not often that you get a monster block against Garcia. So he will take that in and he will get more confidence. They're still in this game, but they are trailing by 7.
Giving a taste of his own medicine. That one is long for Kulabat, who is 1 point away from his total output in his last game. He's got 11 today.
Jude Garcia serving for
Criss Cross. They only need 5 points to win this match, but Garcia sends that short.
Substitution, VNS-Nasty.
Team captain will come in alongside Bartolome.
Then
Bernal and Viento will set the rest of the set.
13 serving 20. That's an error for Bartolome, fresh off the bench.
Tough serve. You came off the bench, ice cold. You go for that jump serve. Pero yun naman yung maganda sa mga players. Hindi nila binabago yung mga serve dahil malamig sila. They still go to their usual serve. But execution is a different thing.
Oh, and a smart play from Imperial.
We'll get a point back for VNS as Pagulong rotates to the front line. Coach Tai is looking for that finishing kick from the King Crunchers. Yeah.
15-21.
Siya yung pinakamagandang bunot off the bench for Coach Ralph Ocampo in this game.
Mangulabnan, back sets to Krung. Medina. That drops.
Wewe Medina again scoring for VNS-Nasty. Dami niya ng variations na naipakita in this game. Forceful attack from the left pin.
Mangulabnan goes to Njiga, able to get that ball on that extension.
22-16.
That's it for the double sub of Coach Tai. Ish Polvorosa and Isay Marasigan will come back.
(22 serving 16). Polvorosa with 17 excellent sets. Kailangan yung remaining 3 points ng Criss Cross via excellent sets. Ish goes to Inchiga and down it goes.
Excellent set number 18. Dalawa pa.
Kailangan sakto lang yung serve dish, hindi pwede mag-ace.
The blockers of VNS were trying to guess kung saan siya pupunta. That's why they were late for that block against Shu.
Oh, and an error here for VNS. And Criss Cross, they're now at match point.
8-point lead for the King Crunchers.
Serving for the match, Ish Polvorosa.
Imperial will set up the play. Off the block, itong si Pagulong, who again was been efficient with the limited touches that he's had.
And syempre hindi siya susuko until umabot sa 25-point mark itong Criss Cross. He will go down swinging. But the King Crunchers need one last point. And they get it from Pemi Bagalay. That was his first attack, but that was the game-winning point for Criss Cross.
Poetic as he scores against his former team, and the King Crunchers celebrating their second win here in the Spikers turf. Take a look at that last play.
Solid outing once again for Criss Cross. They're showing everybody that they may be a new team, but they will be heavy contenders this conference.
No stranger to the volleyball scene. We've seen them play in college, some of them in the national team, and they're making themselves known here in the Spikers turf as they take this one in straight sets over VNS-Nasty. 25-18, 25-17 for sets 2 and 3. And that ends our Friday doubleheader inside the United Sports Arena. We will be back to wrap this one up after this break.
The next matches of the Spikers Turf Open Conference Season 7 on Sunday, March 24, in the Paco Arena, 4 p.m. So Welsh Aesthetics versus the Navigators in Rodeo, and at 6 p.m. Criss Cross King Crunchers versus Rich Park Sports Preview Elite Spikers. This is Sunday, March 24, in the Paco Arena, only here, the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion.
Thank God.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, and that ends our second game for today's doubleheader. That was the Criss Cross King Crunchers going against VNS-Nasty, and they won in 3 sets. And syempre, kasama natin ang birthday boy and player of the game, Ish Polvorosa. Congratulations, Ish. Happy birthday.
Hi, thank you so much, Ayana. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, you're 27 years old-ish. And of course, you had your goal for the day, 19 excellent sets. Of course, gusto mo 20. But then your main goal was to, of course, break that losing skid every birthday. So now, gusto ko lang malaman, ano na yung next goal ni Ish Polvorosa?
Well, the goal is always a championship. I mean, it's been a long time for me personally, but this is a new team for me, but the same family from years ago. So I'm very happy to be playing with them again. It's a full circle moment, but we're taking it one step at a time, one game at a time, including this one.
Now, Ish, talking about taking it one step at a time, actually, sinabi sa akin ng coaching staff that one of your main problems is communication as a team. And of course, being a setter, you are the main man when it comes to communication. So how did you kind of work on that to make things easier for your team in today's game?
Well, as the setter of the team kasi, you really have to command most of the moves inside the court. So, siguro hindi lang ako magsasawa na mag-lead in my own way. And andyan naman yung mga seniors ko and mga teammates ko to also help me and guide me along the way. So, it's a whole team effort hindi lang sa akin. But I'm gonna do my part always. And for as long as I'm playing with the team, I'm always gonna do my part for them.
Lastly is, syempre, birthday mo. We need to know, what is your birthday wish, not as a player, a personal birthday wish?
Birthday wish, very simple lang, healthy season for everyone. Not just our team, but for everyone playing in this conference. And maraming salamat, especially to the Rebisco family, the Criss Cross family, Sir Jonathan Nang, Sir Alan Acero, Ma'am Lizan, and of course my family is watching here. One from Switzerland, yung ate ko, Ate Jorena, from Saudi, Ate Janelle, and of course my kuya, Kuya Joren, my sister Jaira, and my mother, Johnny Polvorosa. I love you so much. This is for you. And Papa, love you. And to all of our fans and supporters, please support us always hanggat kaya. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Ish. Congratulations and happy birthday again. Back to you, Dip and Neil.
And there you have it, our best player of the game, the birthday boy, Ish Polvorosa, who gets a win on his special day. And we take a look at the highlights of what happened in that set number 3. Neil, pinasok na rin ibang players na to si Coach Tai. And you can see that it's the same system and they're really enjoying on the court with each other.
And kilala ko din si Ish personally, and as a setter, he really is very specific kung ano yung gusto niyang makuha from his teammates. From the pass to the hitting, talagang very involved siya. And hindi na bago sa kanya yung ibang majority of his teammates. Some of the teammates came from the national team as well. And if you take a look at the starting lineup of Criss Cross, national team caliber din yung mga individuals. So it wasn't surprising that they really had that edge compared to the young squad of VNS. For most of the time, they dominated the attacks department except in set number 3. So that was the silver lining for VNS. Nakita nila that they can actually convert their attacks. So defensively lang siguro, mas nakakalamang talaga yung experience ng Criss Cross. They tallied 5 blocks again. So I guess that was a total of 12-13 blocks. Ang gandang follow-up nun dun sa 20 kill blocks nila in their first game. And they also enjoyed the 8-point bonus production from the opponent's errors. So they will go up 2-0. And as I mentioned earlier, they will be heavy contenders in this edition of the Spikers League.
Right, VNS knew that it was going to be a tough task as a young team, but they played their best and they move forward hoping to get their first win in the tournament. As we continue on Sunday, we transfer back to Paco Events and Sports Center in Manila. Subroge will face the Navigators on the first match, and then Criss Cross will see action once more as they face Richmark Sports on the second one. And that does it for our coverage on this Friday doubleheader. A while ago, the Navigators winning their first game, and then the Criss Cross King Crunchers winning in straight sets. On behalf of our director, Christian Encarnacion, our courtside reporter, Ayana Perlas, my partner, Neil Flores, my name is Dip Dipianco, saying thank you for watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference, where power beats passion.